Good morning, community. It's RJ back with another video. Let's get to it. Today's random Mike Schmidt item of the day. 1989, I believe. Ames, which was a department store kind of like Kmart or Walmart. 2020 set. It's celebrating players who had hit 20 home runs and stolen 20 bases in the same season. Mike made that list. There were 33 players in the set. I do have the set, but I'm not particularly showing it off here. You can see there in the back, they made it bold. There were 2 times in his career when he topped 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases in the same season. And obviously they were early in his career, but because as he is and everybody else is, they slow down when they get a little older. So, and plus you can see he was caught 12 times. So he wasn't exactly the best percentage stealer, but anyway, he did it. He made this list, and it's interesting when you consider the number of players who actually do have a 30-30 season and then a 40-40 season. It's not common. You know, you usually get one person a year doing 30-30 and maybe 2, but you know, I think they probably only had enough. They didn't have enough players to do a 30-30 set in 1989 when they did this, so they went to 2020. So that's Mike's card. My random baseball item of the day. Somebody included this as a throw-in to a trade I had. It is simply a Hall of Fame postcard of Jackie Robinson. If you know your Hall of Fame, they have been issuing these postcards since 1962. I believe that's how long they've been issuing them. And it's simply their Hall of Fame plaque on a yellow background. Now, when they first came out, you could tell the difference between the older ones and the newer ones. The background was more white, almost like a cream or an eggshell color. So the early postcards looked like that. Just had a little thing on the back. It's like it was ready to be sent out as a postcard. And I already have this. And the Hall of Fame, you can buy from the Hall of Fame the entire set of postcards. I mean, they're up to like 340 members in the Hall of Fame. And to really have the whole collection, Hispanic players, for the most part, each one has a version in English and Spanish that they issue, and they'll give the player replica of his plaque, and they'll give it to him in Spanish if he wants, but the one on the Hall of Fame is always the one in English. The one on the plaque gallery is always the one in English, but they do issue Spanish versions. And you can get these postcards in both English and Spanish. So there's like, if you want a master set, you got to have them both. And I think I'm missing a couple of the Spanish ones for the master set. I have to get all the brand new ones for this year. So there's some work involved, but that's okay. It's a lot of fun. Today's trivia question, you'll see back here, Nolan Ryan card. Obviously, this is, again, the 1983 Donruss Action All-Stars card. The prize on Monday was Mike's card of this set. On Tuesday or Wednesday, it was Cal Ripken's card of this set. And now I have Nolan Ryan. I think those are 3 of the biggest names in baseball in that era. The card prices tend to hold up pretty well for those individuals. So here we go with Nolan Ryan. And the question offered to everybody out there for Mr. Ryan. Nolan Ryan has 5,000 and change strikeouts, the only individual who does that. So he leads in that regard. And he has 300 wins. But he also has like a lot of pitchers who pitch for a long time. They'll accumulate a lot of wins, but they'll also accumulate a lot of losses. In fact, Nolan Ryan has the 3rd number of losses as a pitcher all time. Just under 300 career losses he has, in addition to his 300 career wins. So my question to you is, name for me the 2 pitchers, both in the Hall of Fame, both with 300 career victories, at least, who both had more than 300 career losses. So name for me the 2 Hall of Fame pitchers who lost at least 300 games. Please email me the correct answer. I'll provide my email in the description below, along with a repeat of the question. You have today and tomorrow to answer, and we'll do a drawing on Sunday to see who's going to win this great Nolan Ryan card, all right? There you have it. So today, just a simple set I want to show off to everybody. Like I said, I've been starting to get a little bit more time. I wanted to devote a little bit more time to looking back at older sets. Because I think it's fun, like I said, to remember who was playing in our days of youth. Who were the stars of the game when we were younger and we just started collecting baseball cards. So I'm going to show off today a card set that was issued in 1989. Now, this was the All-Star Glossies. This is what they're called, the All-Star Glossy inserts. And these are the ones that came in the rack packs. Randomly inserted in rack packs was one of these cards. And it's a 22 card set. The 22 cards are the 9 position players who were voted the starters, plus the manager of each team, who is always the World Series manager from the previous year, and the, what do I want to say, the honorary captain for each team, who was usually a recently retired player or a recently Hall of Fame elected player. So, in the American League, this game happened in 1988 because the cards were issued in 1989. So, Tom Kelly, because he was the reigning World Series manager for the American League, his Twins appeared in 1987. He was a manager in 1988 for the team. So your starting lineups, that's who gets the cards in this set. Your starting lineups are Mark McGwire at first base. Paul Molitor was your starter at second base that year. I can never remember what position Paul played. No doubt Wade Boggs at third. I think he was probably the best third baseman in the American League at the time. And Ripken at short. Again, it's hard-pressed to find somebody else. Makes no doubt to anybody that Canseco would be your starting first baseman or starting outfielder for the American League, because he was on in 88 when he would have been voted on. He was already in the middle of his 40-40 campaign. Rickey Henderson, still with the Yankees, was another outfielder. And Dave Winfield, also of the Yankees, another outfielder. A lot of American League outfielders I think you could have found better, but that's who made it. Terry Steinbach was the catcher. Interesting choice. Frank Viola, also of the Twins, was the starting pitcher as selected by the manager. Makes sense. It's Tom Kelly's guy. So Bobby Doerr was captain of the American League team. Now, it's interesting. Who was it? John McNamara, I believe, was the manager of the Boston Red Sox in the World Series around 87, but I guess he had been released from his duties. So, I'm sorry, he's the honorary captain. Excuse me, I'm misspeaking here. Don't ignore that previous comment. Bobby Doerr was your honorary captain, who is a Hall of Famer for the Boston Red Sox. I think he was a newly elected Hall of Famer at the time. That's why he was your honorary captain for the American League, I believe. Whitey Herzog, that makes more sense. Whitey Herzog was your manager for the Cardinals, because his Cardinals met Tom Kelly's Twins in the 87 World Series, so he was the starting manager for the National League team in the 88 All-Star game, which was commemorated by this 89 set. I hope you've got all those years straight. So here we go. Will Clark, no surprise, your starting first baseman. Ryne Sandberg, no surprise, as your starting second baseman. 87 was another one of those years people thought the Cubs were going to do something, but they failed to do anything. Bobby Bowe at third base, interesting. And Mike Schmidt was winding down his career, so it's not surprising he didn't make many All-Star games at this time. Ozzie Smith at shortstop, no surprise. Vince Coleman, still young and fast and doing pretty good, was one of your outfielders. Andre Dawson, fresh off his MVP season, another one of your outfielders. And, of course, Darryl Strawberry, still young and awesome, another one of your all-star outfielders. Gary Carter, naturally, is going to be your catcher. I like that. And then Dwight Gooden from the Mets is going to be your starting pitcher, no doubt. Willie Stargell, probably recently elected to the Hall of Fame as well, was your honorary captain for the National League. So there you go. So there's a set of these every year from 1984 through about 1992. I think they made these sets, and I'm still got a couple more I got to pick up. And then they made rookie sets instead of all-stars. They were rookies in the late 80s, early 90s, and I'm working on some of those. But again, just wanted to show off a simple little set with y'all. I like to look back at, starting to get into a phase where I want to look back at some of those older sets and appreciate them again. Probably take you guys along with me. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget the trivia question for that Ryan card there. Again, my email and the repeat of the question will be in the description below. And we'll pick a winner on Sunday. So hope you got something out of this video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate tuning in. Please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. And I'll see you again soon. All right? Take care.